So, hello and welcome. My name is Danielle Forrest, and I'm an alien romance author and YouTuber. And today I'm going to be streaming while I play The Sims and catch you up on what I've been up to in the time that I have not been doing videos. So it's been a bit of time. It's been about a year since I was consistently doing videos, and I am planning to do more videos in the future, and specifically doing like pre-recorded videos rather than the live streams I was doing as I was, you know, getting towards the last time I had actually I've been doing videos. So that is something that I am planning to be doing in the future, and I will be getting into what my plans for the channel are in the near future a little bit later in the video. For now, let's get my Sims started doing stuff uh, so that we can start talking while they're being busy. I had a little bit, I don't know why, but I had a little bit of trouble getting this to show up properly on. I think it's still like I'm looking at my like streaming software, and like I can still see like a little bit of edge on this. For whatever reason, it was being very strange. I have no idea why. But anyway, introducing you, this is a new save, because of course it is. I'm trying to do better about The Sims with like actually doing uh um more consistent saves. But anyway, so we have two Sims. We have this here is Alex Smith. He is an alien, and he's shall we say, like the undercover part of the alien invasion. And so he's here to like learn about humans and like infiltrate their military and stuff like that. So he's going to be going into school for history so he can go into jump start into the military track. And then we have Lily Fairweather is she is a fairy, and she has decided to kind of go incognito as a um sorry, my brain is like, she's decided to go incognito as a normal sim because of the fact that there is sort of an increasing amount of like awareness of like alien abductions happening, and people are like starting to believe it more and more. And at least that's the world building I'm kind of like making up in my head for this save. Eventually there'll be like a full-on like alien invasion type of thing, but for now she's worried that Sims might turn on other Sims, and so she's other like supernatural Sims, occult Sims, and so she's like trying to like stay under the radar. And I created these two to be like perfect for each other. They have very like they have amazing compatibility and amazing attracted, are really good attracted. And so she's probably not going to react well if she sees him in his cult, in his alien form, just because of the fact that it is there's an alien invasion going on. So their goals at the moment is to achieve level 3 research and debate skill, which they both have the same goal right now. Use the research machine, putting it in a mirror, or reach a research and debate skill book. All right, so I'm going to have her. She's going to go up here, and she's going to what's the option? Use the research. Okay. More choices. Practice debate. There you go. And wonderful. Yeah, so that's still going on. And then he is going to read a book. Maybe. I don't know. He can do whatever he wants to. He's gonna blog manifestations of love. Okay, there we go. So they're both having fun. They're both doing their own thing. Oh, there's another mirror here, so he could be working on stuff. But anyway, so now that they're doing stuff, they're living their best lives. Let's get started on the whole point of the video. So, so let's first off start, and I'm going to be looking to the side a lot because that's where my notes are. Apologies for that. But like I kind of have to like make choices and priorities on what's gonna go where, and I put The Sims in front of me. So, anyway, so first off is the direction of my channel moving forward. So what's going to be changing and what's not. Um, I think that's the first question would be, why am I making changes? Sorry, dog is this downside of live streaming. So why am I making changes? Back when I was recording consistently, I was getting to the point where more and more I just didn't want to um I didn't I didn't want to record. I didn't want to do anything. So I increasingly was feeling like I was um just that this was not something I was enjoying anymore. And I don't want to get to that point. I want to have it that I am actually enjoying doing videos. I want to have it that this is something that I'm passionate about and that it inspires me, and because this is something that I am doing alongside of my writing, so it should be something that reinvigorates me. You know, if I don't feel like writing, if I don't feel like editing or something like that, this is something I can do creatively that will inspire me in some way. So I want to make sure that I am like actually inspiring myself. Um, that being said, some of the things that I do intend to work on and consistently, and I do have like plans right now for videos that I'm going to be working on for like within the next month or so, are book review videos. So I have a few different books that I'm planning to review right now. Some of them are ones that and unfortunately I don't have any that I plan to review that I really loved. I have one that I absolutely, it had so much promise, and then it just kept setting itself on fire. It just kept setting itself on fire. And which is kind of why the title is planned to be This Omegaverse Romance is on Fire. And it's not in a good way at all. The second thing I'm going to be doing a decent amount of is talk about romance. So this is me just talking about various topics related to romance, the romance genre, and a lot of the times it's going to be focused on things that are um specific to like alien romance, monster romance, and things like that. And I really only got started with that before I kind of went on a hiatus with the channel. But I'd like to do more of that. Uh, More videos about topics in my books and why I wrote specific things into my books. So that is another thing that I do want to do more of. I've only done like a couple of those, but I think that that would be something that I'd like to do a lot more of. And like this gets me to like something that I'm holding off on doing more of, and that is the author readings of my serial, largely because that was taking up so much of my time that I didn't really have any um opportunity to do other things. So I wasn't doing any of these other things because I felt compelled to do that every 2 weeks. And that um it was really hurting my creativity, and that was part of the reason it wasn't inspiring me in any way, fashion, or form. It was just me reading from my tablet while I was sitting here, so it wasn't really a great use of my creative skills. um Additionally, I'm not planning to do a huge amount of live streams. um but I'm planning to do things like this, like a catching up live stream or a let's chat live stream, where I we'll be talking about what I've been up to, or talking about something that's, you know, kind of relevant. I might do the occasional one where it's like talking about current events or dramas, but considering I don't want this to be a drama channel, I want to focus on like things we can learn from it. Like I've actually had a couple of different video ideas that I was thinking about doing, but I ended up like scrapping them. But like I said, I want it to be, if I am talking about things that are drama related, that it'll be something that he is just sitting on a chair doing nothing. Sorry, I got distracted. Um if I am doing something drama related, I do want it to be something that we can learn from. Like, for example, there was a video I was thinking about doing that was about an author who had threatened legal action against their um, advanced readers. And that was something I wanted to talk about because I actually do have some experience with um, authors treating advanced readers poorly. Like I used to be an advanced reader, so I actually have a very personal story of an author like attacking me. Like they literally had they sent their street team or their friends or whatever to like downvote my review, to comment on my review, to, you know, like kind of harass me even. And the author was like, I don't like, this is really hurting my my livelihood, and you know, my family needs this money. And I'm like, this is your second book, and it's not even that good a book, so I don't buy that at all. Oops, I didn't, I yeah, I gotta forgot I was selected on The Sims. Um, so that is something like it would have to be something that is relevant to the topics of the channel, and it would have to be something that we can learn from. Because I, like I said, I don't want this to be something that we that just gets into like discussing all the drama. You know, it should be about discussing, you know, what can we learn from it? What can we do better? As authors, as readers, etc. How can we protect ourselves sometimes? Because sometimes that's what needs to be done. Um, let's see, moving on. I'm not going to be doing any more productivity live streams. I was doing that for a while, and that was mostly for me so that I could be more consistent, but I've kind of changed my strategy when it comes to a lot of that, and that I'm focusing more on like listening to what my body is telling me and what my brain is telling me, and sometimes I just need to take a break. And the problem with the productivity live streams is it just didn't encourage me taking breaks um when I needed them. I've also to like just clean up the channel, I've unlisted all of my productivity live streams um because it was just like hundreds of videos, and you can't really find anything useful unless it's in a playlist. So I decided to just like hide those from the channel so that it's just tidier, and like they're basically all the same, so it wasn't like it was a big loss on the channel. All right, so that's for the most part that's all, like, for the moment. I do plan to eventually um uh do author readings of my books and my stories on this channel, and what I'll end up doing is as I have time, I'll work on like recording episodes or chapters one at a time, and then once I have like an entire season or an entire book recorded, then I'll start publishing them one episode at a time on the channel. That way you know, it would be a lot more straightforward. I wouldn't have to be stressing about trying to get the next episode or trying to get the next chapter up. It would just be, hey, they're all done, they're ready to start publishing. So I do want to do that eventually, but I am not there yet. So um, I'll try to keep you guys updated on if, you know, if and when I am getting ready to publish this again. Um, next next up, topic wise, is what I've been up to since the last time I posted videos regularly, and um, and it looks like my last video before I took a break was July of 2024. I yeah, I knew it was about I knew it was about a year. So some things that have happened since then. I went on a vacation in August last year to West Virginia. Honestly, at the moment, I can't even remember where we went exactly. I know that we were planning to hit up the. It was somewhere around like Cuyahoga, I think. No, that was Ohio. Oh, now I remember. Oh my God, how did I forget that? West Virginia. Okay, that wasn't just West Virginia. I also went to the um radio telescope out there. So, which was really cool. It was super cool. So, I let me double check the name of it because I am going to forget. And um, all right, radio telescope, West Virginia area, Green Bank. There you go. The Green Bank Observatory has it simultaneously has is the first national radio astronomy observatory. It has the very first radio telescope, like I think that was ever created. Um, there as well. It's not operational, but you can see it. And it has the biggest mobile radio telescope in existence. The thing is massive. And it's kind of wild how sensitive this equipment is because they can they literally had it where there was a um radio station or a TV station or something like that that was malfunctioning in Florida one time, and they literally had to. Oh come on, dude! Sorry, gonna get distracted by it. You need to use the bathroom, and he's ignoring me. Okay, don't you just love The Sims? Anyway, um, so they literally had a station that was malfunctioning in like Florida, and it was interfering with the telescope in like West Virginia, which is crazy. It blows my mind that it is that sensitive. But like it's so much that they like literally have a team that will go out into like the area surrounding the telescope to just like pick like repair anything that's like um creating too much background noise essentially. And it's so sensitive that there's a point where they can't even have regular cars. Like it has to be diesel because diesel doesn't have spark plugs, and spark plugs are enough to interfere with the equipment. Like the amount it takes to interfere with the equipment is like non-existent. You can't have any electronics. You like my watch here is too much. It would interfere. Um so it's kind of crazy just how much um will interfere with it. And I did this, so I did a tour there, and I did it was a SETI tour, so search for extraterrestrial life. And it was really cool because it kind of like went into like all the various ways that they've done this, and what type of results they have, and the theories involved, and it was very cool. I liked it, and it showed some of the equipment that had been used in the past, and it was very cool. I really liked it. Highly recommend if you are in that area. It's absolutely cool, and I absolutely enjoyed that. And it looks like one of my Sims is not happy because she's tense. Of course she is. All right, so she needs to do something fun. She's been practicing debate for way too long. All right, what is she gonna do? She's going to react to her first, though. Have at it, girl. Um, Then back in November, I moved. I ended up having to pause my subscription starting in like September, and I didn't start it back up again until February. And I'm gonna have her play video games. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. This is the beauty of the Sims. They can distract me. They can entertain me. All right, play game. You need a game. Play Sims Forever because we all love the Sims. All right. Anyway, so that was a major thing. I'm still, in some ways, I'm still settling in. Like these lights behind me, they were something that I only installed like a week ago. So so I'm still doing new stuff and figuring things out. Um, let's see. So on a more like I guess intimate note, I have been struggling with things that I would call most likely seasonal migraines and seasonal affective disorder. Um, it makes things kind of hard to be productive in the wintertime when I'm like basically constantly having headaches. Oh, wait. He needs to clean that up. Anyway, what like I'm just like constantly having headaches. I'm constantly tired. And that was something I was really struggling with. And it was probably part of the reason that it took me a lot longer than I thought it would to get back to starting my subscription again. Um, so also realizing that why are there two psychiatric disorders that are abbreviated to SAD? Make that one make sense. Just saying. Um, anyway, he has. Let's see if he can get to level 3. He needs to get to level. Oh, well, he's tired. Let's just put him to sleep. He's gonna sleep. There you go. Anyway, then in April, I took some time off, and my parents, my brother, and his girlfriend came to visit. And we worked on some projects around the house. And the nice thing about this was that um, this is actually my first time seeing his girlfriend. So this was our first time meeting, and so that was really exciting. I also had an issue kind of late spring, early summer that made it difficult for me to sit at the computer to write for any period of time. And this was quite challenging because it happened multiple times. And each time I would be kind of out of commission for like a week or so. And I tried to make do uh, with like writing on my tablet. She's emotionally starving. Lovely. Okay. So you're going to just have to regenerate emotional force here. Um, so that was really difficult because I tried using my tablet because it has like it can magnetically connect to a keyboard, and so in theory I could just write while um while on the tablet and like just sit on the couch and prop myself up in some way that was comfortable, at least a lot more comfortable than sitting at the computer. But I didn't really like writing on my tablet, like the keyboard that I have that attaches to it. I don't really enjoy typing on it. And I write using the program Scrivener, and it has a mobile version, but it kind of stinks. No offense. I mean, it's missing features. It's hard to navigate. It's just not very good. And I understand some of the reasons that they made the choices they did, but I personally don't like using it. It's kind of a only when I absolutely have to type of situation. Additionally, the software I use to help me with editing is not, I don't know that it has a mobile version. But I like using that because I can just open up the Scrivener document in the software and then just select the specific like scene and then edit it, which is really useful. So let's sleep. And yeah, she needs to sorry, I'm getting distracted again. So my Sims are they're both sleeping right now. So I ended up, because of all the challenges of trying to do certain things on my tablet, I just decided, I need to just get a new laptop. So I did get a new laptop recently, and I have that set up, and that has been a lot easier to work with. I was able to write on it a lot easier. It just generally just worked better. Um, so that's just kind of getting me caught up there. Is sad. He is hated by someone? Who hates him? He only knows one person. I'm pretty sure they don't. They're. I am very confused. Why? I am very confused. Oh my god. I am so confused. Sorry. Um. So anyway. Moving on to the some more like author related stuff. So I had talked before about how I had to pause the subscription. And well, at the time I decided that I was going to, when I started to back up, I was going to do so in a more sustainable way. So I did make some changes. So there were some things that it just seemed like the nobody was really taking advantage of. So I decided to streamline those types of things so that they were more efficient and I didn't take me as much time. And then so like I changed those up a little bit, and there was other things that I decided to just like more or less discontinue. And my goal with all the things I did was just to make it so that anyone who is on the subscription is getting volume wise as much as they were getting before, if not more. It may not end up being the same things that they wanted, but I didn't see anyone like decide to leave because of that. So there is that. Writing wise, so very exciting. But Fated Mates of the Draconian season 1 is now live like everywhere. So if you want to support me, consider buying or borrowing the ebook or buying the print books, or you can even like request them at your local library, etc. They are available through the Ingram network, so a librarian can absolutely request them. Last time I checked, Fated Mates of the Draconian season 2 is on episode 15. Match to the Alien Workaholic was finished around the same time as I stopped doing videos. It got published into an anthology back in November. The anthology is now done. That finished back in February. And that is the next one I plan to be putting up as an individual book next. So that's up. I finished writing Match the Alien Captain. I still need to edit that. Unfortunately, it's just being a challenge to fit that into my schedule because my experience writing Fated Mates of the Dracoan, like, where are my Sims? My experience writing Fated Mates of the Dracoan and how I handled that, it really taught me a little bit about what works for me and what doesn't. So in the end, let's all right. So we're gonna go over here. So she's gonna go say hi to him. Sorry, I'm talking about my Sims again. So it taught me a lot about what was working and what wasn't, and so I decided to change a bit of the way I do things. Okay. Okay. Let's just go here. And so moving forward, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing and editing a chapter one at a time. And that is making edit match to the alien captain a little difficult because I wrote the entire thing without editing any part of it. So like, and I say write and edit as I go, but what I mean is I'm gonna I'm gonna edit everything but the final proofread, and then that final proofread will be done after I formatted it, and then I can do any final changes I need to before publishing. So that means I'm going to have to like start working on editing match to the alien captain, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to squeeze it in with everything else. All right. Next is I'm currently editing and writing match to the alien king, and I currently have 16 spicy shorts on my subscription. So yeah, I'm making progress. I've got a decent number of books like in the works somewhere, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see. Next up on my to do for this is planned videos. Oh my goodness, I have so many. Okay. So, and this one is one of them, the one that I'm working on next is what I'm calling a mystery book review, which is the Omegaverse one I was talking about. And all right, come on, we're gonna flirt. And I'm calling it a mystery book review because my plan is for any like this is something I kind of have an idea for because I'm an author. I'm a little more hesitant when it comes to writing negative reviews, and this one's one, and I'm just going to tear the book apart, honestly. And it's kind of a how do I do that in an ethical way? You know, because it's not uncommon for people to just kind of like see an author negatively reviewing another author's book as being inherently like, oh, you're jealous, or oh, oh, you're jealous, or oh, you just don't like the competition, or any thousand other reasons. And like none of that's true. It's just sometimes I just don't like a book. And so the idea I kind of had with this was like I would do these like mystery book reviews, which is where I wouldn't list the name of the book in the title, in the thumbnail, in the description. I would only list the name of the book and the author's name at the end of the video. That way, if you just want to come along with me ranting about how much I didn't like a given book, oh, that's not cool. Sorry. Okay. All right. So he just did a. Sorry, I just got too close to the mic, I think. I wonder if there's a mean arguments. Argue. No. All right. How can we like scold him for complaints? No, come on. I want to complain about him doing something alieny. Come on. Really? Seriously? There's no options? God, I hate this freaking thing. Like, I don't want to cheer him up. I want to complain about the fact that you just did something stupid to me. Mean arguments. I'm just gonna give him the cold shoulder because he did that. Anyway, so the idea is basically I don't want to like be dragging the author's name for the mud if I don't know how um it's like if I don't know how how big they are, or if I don't know how much a review would affect their career, I'd rather err on the side of caution. Um, other videos that I'm planning is one on escaping AI in the book industry. So, like, how as a reader or as an author to try to avoid books that were created using generative AI. Not an easy thing to do. One that I'm thinking about doing is talking about the Wendy Ghost scandal and so specifically, though, this is something that happened a while ago, so it's an older news type of thing. But this was something that happened in like my general sphere in that it was a monster romance author, and it was I kind of want to talk about how we talk about these types of things is kind of what it is. Because I feel like while I think the criticism of Wendy Goff, I'm going to call her Goff now because that's the official pen name at this point. While I think the criticism was warranted, I also think that people didn't really give her enough space to actually fix her mistakes. Like it was a lot of, and this is one of the major problems of like social media in general, is that there's a lot of tendency toward um like immediate action even when that's not possible. So that is another one that I'm thinking about doing. This next one is one I don't know if I'm going to do or not. This would have been probably good for a live stream, which is the death of serial fiction question mark. Talking about the recent what was it? Well, like the recent death of Radish, and then previously Vela before that. Um, Then another video is You Don't Hate Tropes, Just Lazy Writing. This was inspired by me talking about a trope that I don't like and then realizing I wrote it into one of my books. And the thing is, I realized as I was like looking at it, wait, uh, it's why is the Grim Reaper calling? No, no, no. I realized it was like it wasn't the problem wasn't the problem wasn't the trope. I hated how it always seemed to go the same way. So how there was only like two options that authors ever chose for this trope, and that was the reason that I just didn't like it. Um, Another video I'm thinking about doing is queer erasure in alien and monster romance. So while you do frequently find like romance or something like that, and very occasionally FF romance in like these spaces, there's a lot of instances where there's like sex essentialism going on. Like a very common approach is to have it that there are no women left and thus they need to abduct women in order to repopulate their species or something like that. That type of stuff is like very common in alien romance, for example. And you do see things like that in like monster romance as well. Um, and it's something I wanted to talk about. Um, Next one is Did We Need Romantasy? Question mark. So this is not a dig specifically on romantasy, but on the various genres that exist now. So you have like paranormal romance, romantasy, and monster romance. And off on the side here, you have alien romance. That actually is a proper separate genre. But I would argue that like those three that I mentioned, like paranormal romance, romantasy, and monster romance, they're not really different. And there's so much overlap that I don't actually know that I know the difference. Okay, we've got a pop-up on The Sims. Hello from the other side. You don't know me, so this might sound weird, but you're going to inherit from me, kid. Why, you might ask? Let's just say it's better for both of us if you don't ask questions. The money needs to go somewhere and quick. And I heard through the grapevine that you were a good, upstanding Sim, so you're about to inherit a chunk of my hard-earned simoleons. Listen, buddy, part of life is planning for your death. You should write up a will when you're ready to choose who's going to inherit your simoleons, your heirlooms, and your kids. I did mine on the computer, but you can call an inheritance lawyer to help you write one too. If you want, just make good choices in life, kid. I sure didn't. All right. He's going to be like, yes, I want free money. Yoo-hoo. Alrighty, and let's see. He's all embarrassed. He made a friend. That's exciting. And actually kind of surprised. Let's see. Closer from Heavy Memories. All right. They're doing pretty good. Okay, he still needs to work on his research and debate. So let's have him work on that for a while. Practice debate. There you go. He can do that once he finishes playing. He can get his game or manifesting her or whatever. The next one that I am wanting to work on after that, of course, my mom is trying to call me. So the next one I'm wanting to do is a book review of The Monster's Wife by Gillian West. I may or may not do. Then there is a book review of ACOTAR, because of course I am going to, and I'm going to go into why I don't like that book. Then The Problem with First-Person POV and Why Choose Romance. Oh boy, that one's going to be a talk about romance thing, and I am probably going to... I'm going to get extra spicy in how I feel about that, because oh lord. Another one is going to be on romance tropes and guys who can't cook. This one is not romance. I guess it is romance specific the way I'm planning to do it. So I recently joined Aardvark Book Club, and I've gotten 4 books, and so far I've read 2 of them, and neither of them were great. I'm actually kind of bummed by how bad they were, because both of them sounded fantastic. And I'll admit the first one, what was it? Let's see. The first one, was The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. That was the first book in the series. And then I ended up reading the second book, A Drop of Corruption, and I hated it so much. The first book was beautiful. It was wonderful. I loved it. The second book, like, why are you like this? I can't handle it. Then we had, hold on, I actually have the books. Heavy, very heavy. Then I had this one here, which is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. And honestly, this book was good for like this much of the book, and then the last like few pages it just killed it. It's like the author forgot what genre they were writing at the very end, and I kind of hated it. So that was interesting. So that's a video I probably will do in like 6 months once I've read a decent number of books through Aardvark, and just kind of like decide whether I think it's a good choice for romance readers, and I will give my conclusions based on a combination of whether or not I feel like you can find enough romances for the average romance reader to actually consistently get some good romances out of it, and whether or not like as a pure romance reader I would actually choose to do this book club. Another video that I'm planning is the struggles that come with being an autistic author. A book, well, one of them is a book review on the one I was just talking about, The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. And let's have her finish her practice debate. There you go. And the last one is on, it just says media literacy is the title. Let me see what it says. Oh, yes. So, the one on media literacy is about the fact that, for example, with the Drop of Corruption book I was talking about earlier, it's, and I think we got some mail, so let's have him go get the mail. Get the mail. I was kind of into it while I was reading the book. So, like, A Drop of Corruption, I was really into the book while I was reading it, but I was also really frustrated with it at the same time. Like, I was into it, but, you know, I could clearly see that it had issues. And okay, so okay. All right. So I could clearly see that it had issues, but I was kind of still, it was good enough writing that I was just kept going. And it wasn't until I gave myself some space to read it that I really like realized the issues with it. And once I kind of realized the issues with it, I really didn't like it. Like I couldn't bring myself to continue reading it at all. And all right. Not accepted into any distinguished career things. That's okay. Okay. So he is going to go with a history one. Oh yeah, we can't do it there. Okay. And the open. But it kind of got me thinking about how we look at. How do you not get the Brightchester one? You live in Brightchester. Weird. Anyway, um, so it kind of just made me think about how we look at media literacy. We're constantly complaining about people not being media literate, but I think to a certain extent, like social media kind of like forces us to have these like immediate takes, which doesn't really give us the chance to like step back and like actually think through what we're consuming. And like I think I'm guilty to that to a certain extent as well, because for me, um, I don't I don't think through these things as much, you know? Like I get immersed in books and then I don't think critically about them. And that's not getting is not helping you to like look and see if there's flaws in the story. If the author is a good author, if like you name it. And I don't know, it just kind of got me thinking about media literacy in a way that I don't think gets hit on. Like there's a constant thing of like media literacy is dead and stuff like that, but I don't think it's really a matter of people really thinking about it in a way of like why it's dead, you know? Like I don't know, it's just something I was thinking about anyway. So that's kind of all I had to say today. Woohoo! Somebody reached debate level 3. Exciting. All right, so she doesn't need to be doing that anymore. She's going to get accepted into university. She's probably not going to have any distinguished either because she has like no skills. That's okay. Yay! Not accepted. That's fine. Open scholarship letters. There we go. And oh, she got it, but he didn't. Why? Why did she get it and he didn't? I don't know. And she got that one. Cool. Alrighty. Our poor broke college students. And what's this? Undistinguished. Sizable scholarship from earning a large scholarship. Nice. All right, so she actually needs to like sign up for university, enroll in university. There we go. And she is hovering, apparently. She's not very good at hiding. Let's be real. Okay, she is going to think Foxbury, I think. That's the one we need. And we're going to go with fine art. And I forget how many, okay. Actually, a lot of things you can do, apparently. And you need 12 to complete. I don't want to overdo it. Like, I don't want to go crazy. I want them to actually have some time to, and that's one of the reasons I set them to long lifespan, because I don't want to have them that they're doing this, like, just crazy. So next, at home, next. Okay, she 240, 240. She has, actually, let's go with 3. Let's go with 3 classes for her because she actually has enough that she can pay for that, and without having to have any expenses out of pocket. So okay, and then she is now okay. Achieve level 5. Attend guest lectures. Finish a course with a grade A. Okay, cool. And she needs to do this some more. Sweet. All right, so that's, like I said, that's all I have for today. I don't have anything really that I needed to address. You know, that's just like I said, that's what I've been up to the last year. Doesn't seem like a lot. You'd think that like catching up on like a year's worth of progress on stuff would take a little bit longer, but apparently it doesn't. Managed to do that in just like an hour. But all right, he needs to enroll in school. One thing I don't like about I don't know why I'm actually doing the university thing, because I don't generally like it. In The Sims, I think it just is really time consuming and annoying. So, and he's gonna go into like 2 classes because I don't want to overdo myself. And because I gotta keep track of both of these kids, and this way neither of them are paying any money for school, so there is that. All right. All right, he needs to start doing his homework. Okay. All right, actually I don't know. So we have next class 14 hours, ages and eons. There you go. Okay. But anyway, didn't really do anything like overly romantic with the characters today. They had a little bit of a relationship. like building for a little bit, and they were starting to like they're like like really attracted to each other. They really are good, but like she kind of freaked out and like gave him the cold shoulder when he did an alien um interaction. So that kind of like threw their relationship off the rails, because so like they have basically like no romantic relationship right now because of that. So yeah. Um anyway, that's kind of all I have for to I keep on saying that. I've said that like 3 times now. I'm really pitiful. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off now, and I will, like I said, I'm working on this mystery book review about this Omegaverse romance that I wanted to love so much, and they just ruined it. Oh, that is planned to be my next video. That's what I'm going to do next. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, that's gonna be me signing out. So until next time, bye.